Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Or if this video is what brings you here, if you are coming across my channel for the first time, you're welcome too. My name is Doshima and I'm a little obsessed with DIY. If this video eventually gets your attention, don't forget to subscribe to my channel before leaving for more of such content. So let me show you already how I made this hair using just Brazilian wool. This entire hair took about 7 bundles of wool. To begin, I used my measuring tape to measure out 40 inches length, and then I mark that position and gradually start to unravel the wool to that length. Let me also mention here that as I progressed towards the front of my head, I gradually increased the length of wool I was cutting. So from 40 I went to 42 and then to 45 and eventually to 47, and that's obviously just because I was trying to maintain uniform length, because of course as I went to the front of my hair, if I maintained 40, the length would be shorter. I don't know if that makes sense. So for each part, I used a total of 13 strands of Brazilian wool, 10 and then 1 to wrap around it, and 2 extra for when that one ran out. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Don't worry. I also like to say that if you're new to doing your own hair, please be patient with yourself. It's going to take a while, but I think you'll get the hang of it. This was my second attempt at doing my hair, and it took me 3 days. So taking my 10 strands of wool with the one I wrapped over it, which is going to form the wrapping for the threading, what I'm doing right now. I'm just threading my hair basically like how you would normally thread your hair. So I'm threading all the way to the length of my hair. And when the one I'm using to wrap runs out, I introduce the other 2 strands I told you about and continue from there, because I'm wrapping my hair, threading my hair all the way to the length of my hair. When I'm done wrapping, I go ahead and make 2 knots with the 2 strands just to be extra sure and so that it doesn't unravel while I'm doing the corkscrew. For this process, it's important to know the direction that you are going to be twisting or rolling your wool towards. So a simple hack is to snap your fingers. The direction that your fingers go is the direction that you are supposed to twist your wool towards. If you're doing that correctly, the other 2 strands that you're supposed to use over it will fall in the direction that they should. But if that explanation doesn't cut it, just know that you are twisting anti-clockwise and wrapping on top clockwise. Now I'm just placing those 2 strands of wool around the 10 strands from earlier, leaving some gaps. At the same time, I'm not doing it tightly so that it can move easily when I push like this. So I'm just holding onto the 2 strands, pulling downwards while I push the other 10 upwards to form this spiral. Now let's take that again, shall we? Holding my 10 plus 1 extra strand of wool like this, I place at the root of my hair and I start to use that one that is over it, that is folded by the way, to wrap around my hair to secure the roots and then thread all the way upward. By the time this runs out, I introduce another 2 strands. This time I'm not folding and using like that, because this is going to also extend to the one I'll use to make the corkscrew. So I'm just threading onto my hair until I get to the end of my hair. Then I secure it by knotting 2 times. So I got to almost halfway through my hair before I was able to master the dynamics of doing this thing while looking in the mirror, because the direction to go can be quite confusing. But like I said before, as a tip, what you want to do is try to snap your fingers. The direction that your fingers go is the direction that they should go as you are rolling this hair, and then naturally the other 2 strands that are supposed to wrap around it will then fall in the direction that they should. If that explanation still doesn't cut it for you, Just remember that you roll the 10 strands in an anti-clockwise motion, and then the other 2 strands wrap around it in a clockwise motion. You also want to make sure you're only placing lightly, not exactly tightly, so that it's easy to push up and there's no obstruction. Also, you want to try to make the gaps as even and uniform as you possibly can. All you need to do now is pull on the smaller quantity of wool while you push the other one upward, and then this spiral, beautiful spiral, automatically forms. It is now up to you to rearrange the waves how you want. They can be deeper than this or however you want. After you've done this to the full length of the wool, you need to secure it by just rolling around the end of it and then knotting it up. I'm just going to watch this entire process one more time, and hopefully you get it now if you haven't already. So you really want to make sure that your ends are really secure so that all your work will not come undone. This was around 9 p.m. I had finally finished, and I just went ahead to cut off that excess wool at the ends, and then I burnt the tips. That way there's no unraveling. I also went ahead to burn any stray wool that was sticking out of my corkscrew. And the next day I just used my hair oil, my clove and rosemary hair oil, and I oiled my hairlines and my edges, and then I used some hairspray on my hair. No, this hair does not require any hot water set, and it is actually lighter than it looks and freer than it looks. It's not stiff at all. I think I used just the right quantity of wool. And guys, this is no capping. I totally, absolutely love this hair. I cannot believe that I did it myself. It took a lot of work, but it was totally worth it. Thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope that it was helpful, that my explanation actually worked. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in another one.